Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV, this Good Friday series, originally scheduled for tomorrow, but they flip-flop last minute, and we are now playing a good afternoon doubleheader. Robbie Alexander here, as always, with my colleague Cody Alexander. Kalamazoo Hornets against the Adrian College Bulldogs, and Cody, there is not much love between these two teams.
No, they've seen each other a lot these last few seasons. 7 contests between the two of them just coming alone in 2017. Definitely neck and neck in a lot of MIAA races the last few years, so looks like it'll be the same this year. Both 3-1 in conference play thus far.
On the mound for the Bulldogs, it's their big ace, Tommy Parsons, 2-0 on the year.
Yeah, he owns these Hornets. He's seen them 5 times throughout his Adrian career in 4 starts. He has a 4-1 record, 30 and a third innings pitched. He has 3 complete games, 2 shutouts, 19 strikeouts, and has a 0.89 ERA. So definitely looking to continue that success here today.
We've got The shortstop Jordan Wiley digging in to start things off. Game 1 of a weekend series. Parsons gets the sign from backstop Frank Resto. First pitch in there right at the knees for strike 1.
Wiley hitting .255 on the year. He leads the team with 12 runs and leads the MIAA with 19 steals. So if he should get on, Resto's going to have to be careful.
It's the offering from Parsons. Wanted to hold up on that one, but he couldn't, and he quickly falls in the hole 0-2. Lining up defensively behind Parsons, we have Hayes at first, Brady Wood at second base today. Jordan Torreno over at shortstop, Dugan Darnell at third base, Rainey, Shearing, and Richardson manning the outfield as that one misses low and outside for ball 1. There's a little bloop into shallow center, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So despite going down 0-2, Wiley manages to find himself aboard to lead off the game.
Yeah, it's going to have to be the strategy for the Hornets here today. Parsons only 4 walks so far in the season, so they know that they're going to see a lot of strikes. Team only hitting .259 on the year, so they're going to have to put that ball in play if they want to break it open.
It's going to bring up the second baseman, number 5, Josh Reuter. Parsons checks his man at first. Wiley takes another step. And enough to draw a throw over from Parsons.
Yeah, that's going to be the theme here today. The Hornets have, if I look at my report, 45 steals on the year so far. So Parsons and Resto definitely going to have to keep an eye at the runners down at first base.
Reuter takes a big cut there for strike 1. Zero 1 from Parsons. Reuter shows bunt. And that one had some mustard as it went down the first base line, but foul.
Yeah, didn't really give with the hands there. Kind of more of a stab at it, pitched down and away.
Bulldogs coming off a 15-2 win against Heidelberg on Wednesday. Good way to bounce back from their loss on Sunday to the Alma Scots. Another throw over.
Looks like they got him. They
got him on that one. Wiley kept pushing the limit on his lead. I think he took one too many steps, and Parsons right there with the great throw.
Yeah, had a modest lead that time, but you could hear the coaches from the Kalamazoo bench telling him to get off a little more. Might have actually distracted him a little bit, and Parsons with the quick move nabs him.
So 1 out now, 0-2 on Reuter. I'll call time.
Reuter hitting .316 on the year.
Big hack there. Parsons throws his first chair of the afternoon in there. 2 down. So up now for the Kalamazoo Hornets. It's their third baseman, Chase Kosselman. They'll try to get something started here. The bender falls in there for strike 1.
Kosselman leads the team. He's got a .395 batting average, a .429 on base percentage.
Fly ball to the right side. Richardson giving chase, drifting towards foul territory. And he crashes against the fence. Makes the catch. And a sparkling play out there for out number 3.
If you look at the flags out in right field, wind blowing from left to right. That ball looked like it was going to slice out of play, but Richardson tracking it all the way. Hard hit into the fence, but able to hang on.
So the Hornets get their leadoff man on, but a couple of great defensive plays by Adrian College. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning scoreless. 1-2-3 due up for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back with more Adrian College baseball on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. We apologize for the giant graphic being in the way during that top half of the inning. We have a new producer on the board, Tyler Simmons, given the day off. It's actually Anthony Rizzo's cousin, Nick Rizzo, but apparently not as tech savvy as one would hope. We got to give him a hard time, but the graphic is now down and we'll be able to see some action this inning.
Hopefully we gave a good play-by-play of the events, but again, we apologize for that.
On the mound today for the Kalamazoo Hornets, it's Joe Giacalone actually getting his first start of the year.
Yeah, he has 7 appearances so far, 8 total innings pitched. And he's pitching pretty well, has 9 strikeouts, a 1.13 ERA, has 4 walks in those 8 innings, so Bulldogs will have to be selective here, but definitely will be exciting to see his first start of the year.
We have a little bit of time called. As we said, great catch by Richardson to end the top of the first inning. Hit that fence so hard it actually caused some damage out there. It's the Adrian coaching staff out there with a very large ladder trying to get that fixed. The fair pole fell down is what SID director Patrick Stewart has just told us. I saw it fall, and I wasn't sure if it was just the sign kind of wavering on the impact or what.
Yeah, there was a late out call, and Richardson was on the ground for a few seconds, so wasn't quite sure what was happening. I guess that completely slipped out of my line of sight.
Ever a boring day here at Nicolay Field.
While we have a second, Robbie, why don't you run through the Adrian lineup?
Well, we have our leadoff man, Zach Schering, playing center field today. The 2-hole, it is the left fielder, Gunnar Rainey. Chad Paddock is batting in the 3-hole and designated hitter for the afternoon. In the 4-hole, as always, it's heavy hitter Hunter Hayes. After him, we have the right fielder, Tristan Richardson. Brady Wood batting in the 6-hole today. He'll be at second base. Dugan Darnell at third base. And then ending the lineup for the Bulldogs, it's catcher Frank Resto and shortstop Jordan Torreno. It looks like we have the fair pole back in play, which means it is time to start the bottom of the first inning here in game number 1. And Schering will take a strike at the knees to start his at-bat.
Schering 4th in the MIAA. He has a .431 batting average. Went 5 for 5 on Wednesday with 4 RBI, which ties a school record for hits in a single game. He also had an RBI triple in the fourth of that game.
Sharing definitely one of our top hitters this year thus far, making the most of his opportunity. First year as a starter. Another ball outside, 2-1. Pitch from Giacalone. Ooh, just outside, 3-1.
Couple close pitches there. A nice job by Sharing being patient. Definitely early in the game, you want to work that count.
Third base playing a step in, that's Kosselman. There's a ground ball to him. Looks like he has it played perfectly. He'll throw on to first for out number 1. So I'll bring up the left fielder, Gunnar Rainey. Looking to start his afternoon on a strong note. Fans starting to pile in here to Nicolay Field.
Got a few out on the hill there on this chilly Friday afternoon.
There's one fan in particular. It looks like they have a tent or something. They've been there since about the time we got here.
Yeah, it was about noon. So they've been out here for an hour braving the elements.
Not their first time through the ringer. They know how to take spring baseball in Michigan and make it a comfortable experience for them. Well, Rainey quickly in the hole now, 0-2. Pitch from Giacalone outside, 1-2.
Rainey also had a big day on Wednesday, driving in 3 runs. Hitting .240 on the year, so looking to pick it up here against the Hornets.
The ball evens things up, 2-2. Ooh, and has him looking, just gets the outside corner. And there are 2 down now here on the Bulldogs.
Nice pitch by Giacalone, really working both sides of the plate. Just missed the black on a few in the first few at-bats, but able to find the plate that time.
So digging into the batter's box, it's the designated hitter, Chad Paddock. Try to get a 2-out rally started here. That pitch finds the inside part of the plate, strike 1.
Paddock hitting at a .333 clip, has scored 11 runs, driven in 10, including 3 RBI on Wednesday against Heidelberg.
That bender falls in there. Paddock quickly in the hole, 0-2. Giacalone coming out firing strikes today. The payoff pitch. Fouls that one off the helmet to stay alive.
Like the clouds starting to part, show some sunshine here.
It's nice to see after a miserable day yesterday. My shoes are still wet from that one. A fly ball. Price Dash giving chase, but Ruder will back up and make the catch instead. 3 up, 3 down. That's how the Bulldogs start their day. We head to the top of the second inning, still scoreless. We'll be right back with more Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. Parsons gets back to work here in the top of the second inning. It's left fielder Stephen LeClaire to start things off. Parsons gave up that leadoff single in the first inning, but picked off his man and cruised through the next two batters to get out of the inning. Including a nice catch by Tristan Richardson out in right field. Fire a strike right there to start the at-bat. 0-1.
Parsons and Giacalone coming out attacking the strike zone. Definitely going to be a fun game to watch here today if that's how they keep going about it.
Always a fun matchup when the Bulldogs and the Hornets play each other. Like we said, they don't like each other, and they really make sure to bring their A game no matter what their records are this year.
And we were expecting a Parsons-Ryan Orr matchup. That's usually how it goes down, but Orr hasn't thrown as many innings as usual this year. But Giacalone definitely showing that he can go up against Parsons.
LeClaire hits that one into right field. For the second inning in a row, the Hornets get their leadoff man aboard. They'll bring up designated hitter Connor Grant. Parsons gets this sign from catcher Frank Resto. First pitch. In there, strike one.
Grant hitting .250 on the year. He's 11 for 44, has driven in 7 runs.
LeClaire, another step off first base. Pitch from Parsons. Another bender in there, and it's quickly 0-2.
It's twice in a row that Parsons has held onto that ball when he comes set, and that's what you have to do with a team like the Hornets who like to run. You have to vary your looks. You have to vary your time to the plate. It throws off their timing, and it makes it a lot harder to swipe a bag.
One reason that Parsons has been so effective in his Adrian College career is how he is able to control the pace of the game.
Almost got him leaning there.
The 0-2. Big swing and miss there. Second chair tossed of the afternoon, and there are one down here in the top of the second.
That varying times to the plate can also throw the hitter off, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone there.
Up now is the catcher Alex Foltz. He'll try to keep the train rolling here. 1 man aboard with 1 out. Parsons gets his sign. I'll throw a strike in there, 0-1.
LeClaire is 3 for 5 so far this year in stolen base attempts. Not too large of a lead down there at first, but we'll definitely have to keep an eye on him.
Bulldogs middle infield, shaded in double play depth. Darnell playing a little far back, not concerned about the bunt. Big swing and miss there from Foltz, 0-2. That left side of the Bulldog infield got the night off against Heidelberg. Looking refreshed and ready to roll here this Friday afternoon. 0-2, just outside, 1-2. LeClaire 3 steps off of first. There's a ball right to Wood. LeClaire was off on the swing. The Bulldogs will double him off to end the inning.
Just bad luck there. Wood in exactly the right spot. LeClaire, nothing he could do. It's like possible hit and run there with 2 outs. Looked up, so I don't think it was a straight steal, but nonetheless, another break for the Bulldogs.
To the bottom of the 2nd inning here at Nicolay Field, still scoreless. Keep it tuned right here to more NCAA baseball on ACTV. Bottom of the 2nd inning here in game 1 of an afternoon doubleheader between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Kalamazoo Hornets. 4, 5, 6 due up, and that means it's heavy hitting first baseman Hunter Hayes. So left-handed pitcher Joe Giacalone gets back to work. There's a line drive right back up the box for a base hit, and Hunter Hayes is aboard to start the 2nd.
Well, Hayes saw the Bulldogs get pounded with strikes that 1st inning, knowing he was probably going to get a good pitch that first one, and he just puts it right back up the box. Nice job by the Adrian first baseman.
That's going to bring up the right fielder, Tristan Richardson. As he digs into the left-hander's batter's box. Shows bunt right in front of the plate, but foul.
Richardson, 326 clip on the year. He's driven in 8 runs. Has scored 9, has 5 doubles to his name.
Time called by Richardson. Giacalone working the right side of the rubber. Richardson pops that one into left field. LeClaire running in and makes the catch for out number 1. Hayes will have to retreat back to first base. It's going to bring up the 2nd baseman, Brady Wood. Getting his first MIAA start of the year. The first pitch. Off speed in there, strike 1.
Yeah, Justin McMahon getting the starts last weekend against Alma, but Wood hitting .379 on the year so far. He had a 4-hit performance against Heidelberg on Wednesday. And as you could see earlier in this top half of the inning, he can handle himself defensively down there at 2nd.
Giacalone steps off. Keeping Hayes honest over at first base.
He's got 2 steals on the year and 3 attempts, so don't know if they're going to send him here, but always a good idea to.
And he's going on the throw. And he'll be out by a mile.
I guess they were sending him there.
Hayes goes on the first move, doesn't pay off, and the Bulldogs 2 out now here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, that's usually what you do when there's a lefty on the mound. If you decide you're going to steal the bag, you usually go as soon as he moves. And that time he just wasn't able to work it out.
So base is empty now as Wood try to get on with 2 outs, and that one buzzes inside. A little dance move there to get out of the way. It's 2-1. Fouls that one. A little nubber back to the backstop. 2-2.
Off speed there by Giacalone. Gets Wood out in front.
Should he keep the inning going, it would bring up the third baseman, number 1, Dugan Darnell. That's another foul, this time down the third baseline. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still scoreless. Line drive right to Castleman, who will scoop it up for out number 3. Bulldogs get a man on board but can't do anything. We head to the top of the third inning, still scoreless. Keep it tuned right here to ACTV. Frank Resto throws down to second base, which means we are ready to start the top of the third inning, still scoreless. Up now for the Kalamazoo Hornets, it's the first baseman, Todd Bonavere.
Bonavere 3 for 18 so far on the year.
First pitch from Tommy Parsons. There's a ground ball. Torreno will backhand it. Long throw. Hayes stretches but can't come up with it. And for the third inning in a row, the Kalamazoo Hornets have their leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, we'll see how they score that play. Hayes having to make the stretch. Looked like he might have misjudged that ball, might have hit off the heel of his glove.
It's going to bring up the right fielder for the Hornets. It's Andre Gard. Parsons again has to work from the stretch early.
Looks like they're going to rule that one a hit.
Shows bunt straight into the netting. No flinches there. And I think we all started that day on a strong note.
It's twice so far today. Hornet hitters have stabbed at bunt attempts.
I think Patrick Stewart gets a +1 in the flinch game. Not only did he not flinch, but he held his hand out to catch it just in case the net and the glass window gave way. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Parsons, showing bunt again. This one down the first base line, but it will roll foul.
better technique there. Guard keeping the bat head angled up. Just unable to keep it foul down the first base line.
0-2 now. High and outside, 1-2. Scoring changed right there. They just changed it. It was an error.
Was it an error on the shortstop or on the first baseman?
On the first baseman, Hunter Hayes.
All right, that's what I thought it would be scored as. It's a tough stretch to make, but looked like a ball that should have been caught, and the official scorer thought the same way.
Batter calls time, and Parsons doing a good job keeping these Kalamazoo Hornets a little bit uncomfortable in the box today.
Well, it also has to do with the runners on first base. Don't want them to get too far off, and the longer you hold the ball, the more uncomfortable you make everybody.
Off for second is Bonavere. We'll have to retreat back to first on the foul ball.
Yeah, Parsons might want to do a couple quicker deliveries to the plate. Has a tendency to hold for a long time. It looks like these Hornets are starting to time that up.
Snap throw over to first. Bonavere back in time. Hornets trying to get a man past second. So far unable to do so. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right back to Parsons. He'll throw on to Torreno for one. Relay. Got him. 1-6-3 double play. Bulldogs have two down here in the top of the third inning.
Nice job by Parsons. What you see a lot of amateur pitchers having trouble with is the double play turn, but he puts that one right on the bag. Close play at first. Torreno a little slow with the exchange, but Bulldogs able to get two.
It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter for the Hornets, center fielder Zach Prystash. No foul one. On the right side to the back 40, 0-1.
Prystash 5 hits though so far this year in 28 at-bats. But despite that, he is tied for third in the MIAA with 6 swipes.
Fastball misses high. It's 1-1.
So just think about that, Robbie. He has 3 walks. He has 5 hits, so he's been on base 8 times. And in those 8 times, he's stolen 6 bags.
So it'd be wise for the Bulldogs to keep him off the base paths today. That one straight back.
I think I saw you flinch.
I did flinch. I did a turn while I flinched to try to cover it up. Apparently it was not a good enough Duke move there, or juke move.
So we have one on Robbie. We have one on Patrick. Did we get Rizzo over there? Rizzo did not flinch.
No, Patrick didn't flinch on that one.
Well, the one before, did he flinch?
No, he had a +1 for holding his hand out. He was proactive, not reactive. Oh, you're actually keeping score over there.
Yeah, I've got him on all my note sheets. I'm going to tally him up at the end of the year, maybe buy a nice trophy. Display it proudly in the athletic offices.
Little memento for when me and you move on after this year. And he rings him up on the outside corner. Tosses the 3rd chair of the afternoon. Excuse me, 4th chair. Nope, 3rd chair. I can't read my notes. 3rd chair of the afternoon. Either way, still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Bulldogs. Keep it tuned right here to ACTV. Bottom of the third inning here in game one, still scoreless. And in steps third baseman Dugan Darnell to lead things off.
Leading off for the Bulldogs in the third inning, third baseman Dugan Darnell.
Giacalone still towing that right side of the rubber. There's the first pitch. Hop up left side of the infield, up against the fence. Nice attempt over there by Castleman, but he can't reel it in.
Just out of the reach, climbing the fence there. Darnell with a 366, 490, 390 slash line, which for those of you at home that don't know the slash line, it goes batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage. He has driven in 7 runs this year.
Second pitch to Darnell. That one's in the turf. It's 1-1. The Detroit Tigers also a little bit of a schedule switcheroo. Rained out yesterday, so their opening day today. Currently scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. Darnell takes that one at the knees, 1-2.
Giacalone really doing a nice job of just catching the outside and inside corners this time. Really working that inside part of the plate. As we've said before, Darnell really on top of the plate. It looks like Giacalone was aware of that.
Darnell rips that one into the right center gap. That's going to be a base hit, and he'll head for second. The throw from Price Dash, not in time. And Darnell aboard with the leadoff double here in the third inning.
Looks like Giacalone tried to take a little off of that one and sped Darnell's bat up.
Runner in scoring position, first time today for the Dogs. That's going to bring up their catcher, Frank Resto. Second hit of the day for the Bulldogs. And second inning in a row, their leadoff man's aboard.
A little better position this time. Hayes was picked off of first, but they now have a runner on second with no outs, and that brings Resto, who's hitting .268 on the year. He's driven in 5 runs.
Corners drawn in for Kalamazoo, including Bonavere, who's way in. As Resto pops a bunt up, luckily out of play for strike one.
Now Resto came into this season with 19 career sack bunts, which is 7 behind the school record of 26. So that's another milestone we'll have to keep an eye on this year.
Early in the season, definitely has a chance to break that one. And shows bunt again, this one on the third base line. Darnell will move up to third. And Resto, not the most fleet of foot. He will be out at first base, but still nice sacrifice bunt there. And the Bulldogs have their potential first run of the day 90 feet away.
Yeah, perfect bunt by Resto with Darnell on second. Whenever you have a runner on second and you try to bunt him over, you want to put it down that third base line And Resto didn't hug the line, but got it over enough to where Giacalone couldn't get Darnell at third.
He's going to bring up the number 9 hitter at shortstop, Jordan Torrento. And he skies that one high on the infield. Battling the sun, it'll be Kossaman who will reel it in foul territory for out number 2.
Tough break there for the Bulldogs. First pitch swinging, and he pops it straight up.
Up to the top of the Bulldogs lineup, Zach Schering going to try to drive in a 2-out RBI here. Giacalone looks to escape the inning with no damage. First pitch to Schering. Bends out of the way, but it hits the black, 0-1.
Schering hit a chopper to the third baseman his first time up.
That one finds the outside black, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning. That pitch misses high, 1-2. A 1-2 from Giacalone, low, evens things up at 2-2. Two. Outside, and Schering works the count full. It's 3-2.
Giacalone trying to get Schering to swing at an outside pitch. Schering took a couple close ones. That one not as close, but a good job by Schering working the count full.
Pitch from Giacalone, and he rings him up on the outside corner. Schering thought he had ball 4, but instead we'll head to the top of the 4th inning, still scoreless. And this has become a pitching matchup very quickly. We'll see how Tommy Parsons responds. Keep it tuned right here to MIAA Baseball on ACTV. Top of the 4th inning here at Nicolay Field. Top of the lineup for the Kalamazoo Hornets. It's the shortstop, Jordan Wiley. He'll lead off single his first at-bat. Strike just misses low, 1-0. Giacalone, leadoff double in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but did a great job of working out of that jam.
Yeah, Darnell on third with 2 outs, and Schering was able to work the count full. And with a 3-2 pitch, Schering looked like he was looking for a fastball. Definitely didn't want to see Jackalone walk, but he came back with a breaking ball and just froze Schering.
A chopper to Darnell, thrown to first. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Going to bring up the second baseman, Josh Reuter, struck out looking his first time up.
Second baseman, Josh Reuter.
Big cut there, 0-1. Fly ball on the right field line, but foul. Reuter out of Brighton, Michigan, former member of the summer team, the Livingston Storm, who our own Cody Alexander was a part of for his senior year in high school. So former teammates right here. Ooh, that one runs in and hits him on the hand. Unfazed, and he will take his base.
Now must be wearing those padded batting gloves.
So Rainey wants some clarification there.
Yeah, with the sound off of his hand, it sounded like it might have hit the knob, but like I said, I think he has those batting gloves with the paddings on the back, which might have been the reason why it sounded so weird.
Once again, Hornets a man on board. Up now is their 3-hitter. It's the third baseman, Chase Kosselman. Flew out to Tristan Richardson on a nice catch in the first inning. He hits that one right to Torreno. Will flip to second for 1. Relay. Not in time. A little slow on unfolding. Bulldogs get 1 out. There's now 2 in the inning, but still a man on first.
Yeah, it looked like off the bat a tailor-made double play, but Kosselman chugging down the line and Wood just a little too slow with his transfer.
Left fielder, Stephen LeClaire.
Going to bring up the left fielder, Stephen LeClaire. A single back in the second inning to lead things off. First pitch finds the outer half of the plate, strike 1. Kosselman doing a little bit of a cha-cha down at first base. Claire will call time. Always interesting to see how people take their lead off of a base. Some people like to dance. Some people just are very straightforward with it.
I've seen a couple people moving and grooving down there for the Hornets today.
Slapped foul on the right side.
LeClaire leads Kalamazoo, or is tied for the lead with 9 RBI. Slugging .529 on the year. So we have a power threat here at the plate.
No balls, 1 strike on LeClaire. Throw over to first, but back in time. All high. It's 1-2.
It's our scoreboard operator. Still learning the ropes. Forgot to add a strike to the scoreboard.
No, we definitely have to call them out on the air.
It's one of the perks of being on air.
Should we name drop too, or should we just leave them? We'll drop their name later. But strikeout looking there, and Parsons again escapes the mini jam. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 0-0. It's a 2-3-4 due up for the Bulldogs. We'll see if Gunnar Rainey can get things started with a bang. Keep it tuned right here to Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Gunnar Rainey getting things started here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still scoreless, as it has become a custom in game number 1 between Kalamazoo and Adrian. Another battle on the rubber between the two pitchers.
Yeah, Giacolone really impressing me so far today. Has not overpowered anybody, only has 2 strikeouts, but doing a great job of really working the black on both sides of the plate. His breaking balls have nice, sharp, subtle action to just throw off the Bulldog hitters. And the change of eye levels is really giving the Dogs fits up there. Yeah,
it took no time at all for him to find the strike zone. Not only just find it, but work it to a T so far. So you can see right there, another strike on the black. It's 2-1.
He's got a nice hard fastball, but nothing that overpowers anybody. But with his location today, he's been doing an excellent job.
That fastball misses high and away, 3-1. Rainey struck out looking his first time up today. Pitch from Giacolone. Pop up on the infield. Wiley shades the sun and will secure it for out number 1. Rainey clearly not happy with this swing right there.
No, that one a high, towering pop-up. Just got under it.
It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Chad Paddock. Popped up to the second baseman his first time up. He'll take off speed high for ball 1. Another off-speed pitch. This one drops into the strike zone, evens things up at 1-1. This one finds the inside of the plate. Paddock not happy with that. And it's 1-2. Pitch from Giacolone. And Paddock swings at that high cheddar but can't nibble on it. They're 2 down now for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 4th.
Very impressive so far today by Giacolone. Coming in with that fastball and then just dusting him off.
Well, I know we were both expecting Orr to pitch today, but it looks like head coach Mike Ott knew what he was doing, putting in Giacalone as Hayes rolls over on that one to third base. And Kosselman will throw out for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. We head to the top of the 5th inning, still scoreless. Keep it tuned right here to MIAA Baseball on ACTV. Five, 6, 7 due up for the Hornets, starting with designated hitter Connor Grant. Top of the 5th inning here, still scoreless as Tommy Parsons gets back to work. Grant struck out swinging his first time up back in the 2nd inning. It's the first pitch. Big cut there, 0-1.
Now, Robbie and I did a little research between innings because, like we've said a few times, we were expecting Orr to be on the bump for Kalamazoo. And not only is this Giacalone's first start of the year, it is his first start of his career.
Another big swing and a miss there. Quickly 0-2.
Made 16 appearances last year at a 0.55 ERA. This is the first time at Kalamazoo where he has gotten the starting nod.
He is making the most of his opportunity today as that pitch from Parsons misses high, 1-2. Wind taking a bit of a shift now. It's blowing straight in from right field. So we can feel a little bit up in the press box. And he goes fishing on the outside corner but can't connect. Parsons tosses another chair this inning, and there's 1 out in the top of the 5th.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Parsons.
Now batting catcher Alex Foltz.
Again, we apologize for the graphic during that at-bat. I think we'll have to cut Rizzo's pay after this game. Caught napping on the job. Big swing and a miss there by catcher Alex Foltz, and he's quickly down 0-2.
Now, Foltz was named last week's MIAA Player of the Week after posting a slash line of .667, .733, and a slugging of 1.167.
Another big swing and a miss as Parsons fires 3 straight fastballs right down Foltz's throat. They're now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning.
It's a fun game so far to watch. Parsons and Giacalone matching each other pitch for pitch.
That's going to bring up the first baseman, Todd Bonavere. And he'll try to get something started here with 2 outs.
To finish up on Foltz to give him his just due. He was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a run scored in the series opener. in which the Hornets won 8-6 over Trine. Then he followed that up with a 3-for-3 performance that Saturday, knocking 2 more doubles and scoring 2 runs and driving in 4.
There's a fly ball into center field. Sharing 2 steps in and to his right, but he can't find it in the sun. Bonavire's going to take advantage. A little bit of a miscue there, and it's a 2-out double for Bonavire. And that slide into second was not pretty, and Bonavire is down. Looks like he might have jammed his ankle on the base going in.
Yeah, it's Sharing losing that one in the sky. We've seen him have trouble here before with high fly balls, and Bonavire did a nice job hustling all the way out of the box, but just an awkward slide into second, and this does not look good right now for Bonavire.
Take that back. He slid in head first. As soon as I said ankle, I was like, I remembered that was a head first slide, so may have, I want to jinx him right there, but he may have just injured his hand on that play. We'll be right back as we give Bonavire a minute to regain himself. Keep it tuned right here to ACTV for more Bulldogs versus Hornets. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. Top of the 5th inning, 2 outs. And Todd Bonavere hit that double after sharing loss into the sun, but hard slide into second base, clearly shaken up. He is out of the game now. Pinch running for him is Alex Kroc, so hopefully Bonavere's okay.
We looked at the slide on replay. We couldn't see much, but obviously an awkward landing, so we hope he gets better.
And Parsons picks off the pinch runner, Kroc. And he is fired up right now, out number 3. As he had to sit around for a little bit. He didn't even want to throw a pitch. He just gets his man out at second. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Keep it tuned right here for more Bulldog baseball action on ACTV. Bottom of the 5th inning here in game number 1. Digging in is the right fielder, Tristan Richardson. And he'll take a bender right there from Giacalone for strike 1. A little bit of a defensive switch right now for the Hornets. LeClaire moved over to first base. Crott out in left field, and Richardson takes one to the back. And Adrian has their leadoff man aboard. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Brady Wood.
The second baseman at number 11, Brady Wood.
Wood hit one on the screws to the third baseman, Kosselman, but right at him his first time up.
He shows bunt but pulls back. It's a strike nonetheless, 0-1.
Dogs had a chance to score back in the 3rd inning. Darnell made it all the way to 3rd, but left him there. It is still scoreless.
Giacalone throws over to first base. Keeps Richardson honest. The 0-1. In there. It's quickly 0-2. Ball high, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Giacalone in the turf, blocked by Fultz, and it's 2-2. 2-2. Ground ball rolled foul down the third baseline.
Wood does a nice job of taking those outside strike 2 pitches and just being able to tap them foul and stay alive.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch. Ground ball past the diving third baseman, but instead it ends up in his glove. That was Kosselman with a nice diving stop. I thought it was by him. Unable to make the throw. But it'll keep Richardson at second, and the Dogs now have 2 men aboard with no outs.
Nice job by Kosselman just stopping that ball and preventing a Woods double. That would have put runners on second, third, but now we only have runners on second and first.
It's going to bring up the third baseman, Dugan Darnell. But not before Coach Ott calls a quick mound visit.
It's the first time today the Dogs have 2 runners aboard. Giacalone's done an excellent job so far today. We'll see if he can work out of this one. Darnell due up. He had a double his first time up. And another one here would put the Bulldogs on top. Now, if I remember last year right, it was the 5th inning where the Bulldogs broke it open and scored 5.
I believe you're correct.
Ended up winning that game 5-0.
Including a continental breakfast on a bases clearing double by Hunter Hayes. And that's really where his Master Chef nickname came into play. Richardson on second. We have Brady Wood at first base. Corners drawn in. Darnell showing bunt. He'll pull back. And misses just inside for ball number 1. Foltz gives the sign for the bunt coverage. Something often overlooked in baseball. There are very specific coverages for each situation, and if one infielder or one outfielder messes it up, it could spell disaster for the defense. There's the bunt right back to Giacalone, and he'll get the out at third base. So Darnell unable to do his job. Still 2 men aboard, but they're still at first and second, and now with 1 out.
Yeah, Kosselman staying put at third. Looks like that's where Darnell wanted to go, but just bunts it basically right back at the pitcher, Giacalone. And if you're Rainey, you can't be too happy there.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Frankie Resto. Adrian College still looking for their first run of the afternoon. We'll take a ball outside, 1-0. Corner still drawn in. At least on the first base side of the diamond. Kosselman playing a few steps behind the bag.
Resto had a sack his first time up. I haven't called his shot yet today, but at this point I just want a single.
So you will not be calling his shot right now?
Not right now. Not under these circumstances. The Bulldogs need to do right now is just get back to what they've done well this year, and that's play station-to-station baseball.
Just a 2-0 from Giacalone. Misses outside, 3-0. And the Hornets, for the first time today, in danger of loading the bases. Some animated Hornet fans out there this afternoon. As he fires that one in there for a strike. So Resto was taking all the way.
Always feels good when you have some fans traveling with you. Kalamazoo, of course, located in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which, do you want to guess how far that is from Adrian?
Big swing and miss there from Resto, and the count falls full 3-2. I know it's about 2.5 hours from where we live in Flint, Michigan, or more specifically Fenton, Michigan, but not a lot of people know where that is. I'm gonna say about an hour from here. I take that back. I'm gonna say an hour and a half.
You gonna lock that answer in?
I'm gonna lock that answer in.
I'll let you know after this pitch.
But not before Frank Resto calls time.
What'd you say? An hour and a half?
I'm gonna say an hour and a half.
What does Nick Rizzo say?
Nick Rizzo, not from Michigan. He said 5 hours. 45 minutes. Your hand signals are not on par there, Nick. So Resto fouls that one down the first base line and stays alive.
So Robbie said an hour and a half. Rizzo said an hour 45. Just 45 minutes. We're going to get some more answers from the booth.
Another hour and a half. That was from PA announcer Van Giesen. Big swing and miss there from Resto. Giacalone now has 2 outs in the inning, looking to get out of it unscathed.
Excellent job by Giacalone. Starts Resto off with a 3-0 count and able to battle all the way back. Big out there.
Are you going to give us an answer?
According to Google Maps, Kalamazoo, in terms of time, is an hour and 46 minutes from Adrian.
All right. There's a strike, a bender to Torreno for his first pitch.
Trento 18 walks on the year, which leads the nation. He's only hitting .242, but his on-base percentage coming into today was .510, so still finding ways to get aboard.
That pitch just misses inside. It's 1-1.
I mean, that's impressive. 18 walks in 13 games.
Averaging about 2 walks a game. Also best in the nation. But as of now, he's in the hole 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Giacalone. That one just misses outside, evens things up at 2-2.
Couple close pitches in this at-bat, just not going the Hornets' way. First, a pitch that just missed the black on the outside. That time, Giacalone trying to catch the outside.
Wood on second, Darnell on first. And Torreno caught looking on a big bender there. Bulldogs get 2 men on to start the inning, but they leave them stranded. We head to the top of the 6th, still scoreless. Keep it tuned right here for more MIAA baseball rivalry action on ACTV. Pitching battle ensuing here at Nicolay Field in Game 1 of this Friday afternoon doubleheader. Adrian College versus Kalamazoo, still scoreless. As Tommy Parsons gets back to work on the rubber, and with that strikeout in the last inning, hit another milestone.
Yes, with the strikeout of Foltz back in the 5th, that brought his career total to 214, which ties former Bulldog Craig Reynolds for 3rd in program history. Reynolds pitching for the Bulldogs from 2003 to 2006, so congratulations, Tommy.
So that fastball misses low. It's 1-1. Back now for the Hornets, it's the right fielder, Andre Gard. If you remember, top of the 5th inning, dug in to take his hacks, but Parsons picked off pinch runner Alex Crott off of second base to end the inning, and he'll hit a fly ball. Sharing running in. They'll secure it for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Zach Prystash.
Prystash, a strikeout victim back in the 3rd. Took a called 3rd strike.
Three hits for both ball clubs on the afternoon. There's a foul out of play. Besides one error on the behalf of the Bulldogs, it's been pretty even across the board.
Just what we expected today with these two clubs going at it.
It's a flare foul. Richardson didn't have a chance on that one. It's quickly 0-2.
Quick score update from Detroit. The Detroit Tigers lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Scratch that. Our laptop was not updated. We're actually down 3-2. So, not a
there
great
we
start.
go.
There it is. Was Zimmerman on the mound? It was only a matter of time.
Well, we called them out earlier in the game about their scoreboard operations. It's only fair that they call us out on the scores. There's a chopper over to Wood. Close play at first, but he's out by half a. Nope, he's safe. They said that Hayes was off the bag.
Yeah, high throw there, just not able to come down on the bag in enough time.
So they'll rule an error on Brady Wood, 2nd of the afternoon for Adrian. And the Hornets have a man aboard with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been a theme for the Bulldogs defense. 32 errors now on the year. They only committed 51 last season.
We head back to the top of the Kalamazoo lineup. Shortstop Jordan Wiley, who takes a strike right there.
Wiley 1 for 2 today with a single. He grounded out to Darnell his last time up.
Pitch from Parsons. Big swing and a miss there from Wiley, and it's quickly 0-2. Prystash 5 steps off of first. And that fastball from Parsons misses outside. It's 1-2. Parsons taking his time out there, controlling the tempo of this game. A snap throw over to first, but Prystash back in time.
Wind's starting to get into the press box here.
Yeah, it's changed directions a couple times this afternoon. Out to right field, across right field.
Now in from right field.
Just keeping all of us on our toes today, making things a little more interesting. Here's a 1-2. High fastball fouled off. Count stays the same.
Wiley, a native of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Went to Rochester Adams High. I looked at the forecast for this upcoming week, and I'm sad to say it does not look like it's going to get much warmer.
No, there are a couple promising days, but it looks like it's gonna go right back to some cold weather to start April.
I don't want to say the S word, but there is snow in the forecast one day next week.
I don't want to know.
Hopefully not on any game days, but they're talking about it.
So flare foul on the right side.
It's actually been kind of a disappointing spring so far. I just really wish that there was a 60-degree day sometime in the near future.
I think we all do here in Michigan, but I also think that's some wishful thinking on our part.
I mean, at least 50s. It's just been a string of high 30s and low 40s.
After the winter we had, I'll take that. That one right back up the box. Torreno will step on second for one. Relay. And a nice stretch by Hayes will land on the bag this time. And it's an ending double play for the Bulldogs.
Tailor-made. Couldn't have hit it in a better spot. Torreno just has to come across the bag. And another nice break for the Bulldogs.
So Kalamazoo once again gets a man aboard but leaves him at first base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 0-0. Don't you touch that clicker. We'll be right back for more baseball on AC TV. Bottom of the 6th inning here, still scoreless. And Joe Giacaloni's day is done. Now pitching for the Kalamazoo Hornets, it's Garrett Swanson.
Swanson, 8 appearances on the year. He's got a 1-1 record. In 9 1/3 innings pitched, is a 1.93 ERA, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks.
And his first pitch is in there for a strike to center fielder Zach Schering. There's a little bit more urgency in the air as we head to the later innings of game number 1.
The Dogs definitely have to feel good with a new pitcher. Swanson having a solid year, but
Ground ball over to Reuter. Routine play, and there's 1 up, 1 down.
Giacalone with an excellent pitching performance today, going 5 innings, keeping the Bulldogs scoreless, holding them to 3 hits, and striking out 5, including 2 huge back-to-back strikeouts to squash a Bulldogs rally in the last inning.
It's going to bring up left fielder Gunnar Rainey. He'll take a strike to start his at-bat. Rainey struck out looking his first time up, also popped out to the shortstop. He's 0 for 2 today. Ball misses outside. 1-1. Ground ball down the third base line, but fouls. Coach Klotz didn't even flinch down there.
Couple steps to his left, he would have gotten it, but the beauty of being a coach. Don't have to do what you don't want to.
It's not in the job description. He's done his playing days when he was a Bulldog. That ball in the turf evens things up at 2-2. Pitch from Swanson. Ground ball towards the shortstop. Long play for Wiley. But he will make it for out number 2. Flashing the leather here.
Yeah, just a slow chopper up the middle. For a second, I thought Rainey had a shot to beat it out, but Wiley using his speed to get over the strong off-balance throw and beat Rainey to the bag in plenty of time.
So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Chad Paddock. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop out. Another nice play by Wiley. Long throw. But LeClaire can't handle the pick at first base. And Paddock is aboard.
Another nice play by Wiley, showing his range. Another strong one hopper across the diamond. And if LeClaire was able to handle that, that would have been the second out.
Yeah, 2 in a row right back up the middle. That looked like they could have been easy base hits for the Bulldogs, but instead, Wiley making sure this game remains scoreless for the time being.
We're going to have a pinch runner for Paddock here. That's number 21, Brandon Cooper.
So up now is the first baseman, Hunter Hayes. And he'll watch that first pitch strike go by.
Cooper, a modest lead off of first base over there.
Oh, and misses low. It's 1-1. Now, should Hayes get on base, that would bring up the right fielder, Tristan Richardson, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. Another snap throw. This one gets away. LeClaire falls over Cooper, but he'll stand on second, and he's going to take off for third. He falls halfway there. A little bit of an odd play unfolding, but nonetheless, Cooper's safe at third. I don't really know what happened, honestly. I know the throw went away. Cooper took second, went to third, then fell down. Kosselman came out to get the throw in, which left nobody at third base, and it still ended up being a bang-bang play.
Yeah, he kind of stalled coming around second base, saw that the ball was still rolling up the line, got about halfway to third, and stumbled.
Line drive into the gap. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score Cooper. Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead as Hayes coast into second base. And the error leads to a Bulldog run once again. Second year in a row. Hunter Hayes coming up clutch. The Bulldogs now have a late game lead, with Tristan Richardson looking to extend that.
Just a middle pitch that Hayes is all over. That's why he leads the team in RBI. But that just goes to show you that walks and errors, whatever way you do it, if you put guys on that shouldn't be on, then it's going to hurt you in the long run.
Weird turn of events here in an otherwise clean game. But good news for the Bulldogs, as they score a run at exactly the right time, second to last inning. Strike on the inner half of the plate. It's 1-1.
And the thing is, Cooper did not slide into third base. I think it was the left fielder, Crott, who was there backing up the play. And if he would have caught that ball, it might have just been a runner on second with still nobody in. Or rather, it would have been the end of the inning, but just a weird turn of events here in the sixth. A bad couple of breaks on one play for the Hornets. And then the big man for the Dogs coming through again in the clutch.
I think it's so weird. We're even having trouble explaining it to the viewers. It's foul ball off the netting, but too far away to count it for the Flinch game.
Well, I was watching Cooper coming around second, and all of a sudden he looked like he was in the 400 relay swimming in the Summer Olympics, and he hit the turf. But Kosselman was coming up to take the throw, and again, just a lucky break for the Bulldogs.
Richardson goes fishing, but he doesn't find any bass down there. Strike three to end the inning, but not before the Bulldogs score a run thanks to an error and a double by Hunter Hayes. We head to the top of the seventh inning to see if they can hold on to game number one. Keep it tuned right here to Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Time to pay the piper if you're the Kalamazoo Hornets. Top of the seventh inning here in game one of this Friday afternoon doubleheader. 1-0 Adrian in what was a scoreless game until the bottom of the last inning. Josh Reuter looking to give the Hornets life as Parsons fires a strike on the outside corner to start the at-bat.
Entertaining game nonetheless. Pitching duel. Still, it's only a 1-0 game.
Parsons only 3 hits given up on the afternoon today, as Reuter fouls that one back. We got a flinch on Rizzo's part.
We'll chalk that one up.
Serves him right for messing up the graphics earlier. Yeah, we got to give him a hard time. He's only a freshman here at Adrian College. He's got years.
Looks like he went,
and he rings him up. And Reuter wanted to hold up on there, but as soon as he kind of went with it, I think he knew that he was going to be rung up on that one.
Yeah, just a tough fastball low and away. Looks like that it was called on this location rather than the swing.
It's going to bring up the third baseman, Chase Kosselman, as he'll sky one into right field. Richardson tracks it towards the warning track and will hold on to it. 2 up, 2 down. The Hornets down to their last out. Left fielder Stephen LeClaire. He's got to try to find a way on any way he can here.
LeClaire's 1 for 2 today. He struck out looking his last time up. Singled back in the second.
I'll take a fastball high, ball 1. Unfortunately for him, he's got to find a way to crack the Tommy Parsons code here. He's just been lights out. Ground ball to Darnell. This should do it. Nice pick over by Hayes. And it came down to the end of the game, but the Bulldogs take number 1 by a score of 1-0.
Parsons continues his dominance against Kalamazoo. Make that his 4th complete game against the Hornets in the 3rd shutout. This one by a score of 1-0, which, in my opinion, usually the most exciting type of ball game, especially with a pitcher's duel like today. And with that victory, that extends Parsons' unbeaten, decision streak. He has now won 15 straight decisions, and he now has 32 career wins, which makes him the NCAA active leader among pitchers. So again, congratulations, Tommy, just racking up the milestones this season.
Showing why he's not only the best on the team or necessarily even the best in the MIAA, but one of the best in the country. Once again, Bulldogs take number 1 by a score of 1-0. Stay tuned. Game number 2 will be coming up at 3:30, maybe a little bit sooner than that. It'll probably be about 20 minutes between this game and the second. There's a new link for that one. It will be on the Adrian College homepage, or just stay on the Adrian College Bulldog YouTube channel. It should be up. But until then, this has been Robbie Alexander with Cody Alexander. Until game number 2, get some food, maybe a hot chocolate, or if you're in a warm living room, nice cold beverage. Either way, keep it tuned right here to more Bulldog versus Hornet baseball action on ACTV.